Hello everybody, welcome to the live stream. It's Aston Villa away at Manchester City. We are about to be underway. Apologies, I should have been live a little bit earlier. But we are here just as we're about to kick off. It is the race for Champions League football. It doesn't get much bigger than this. I mean, the relegation fight is settled. The title settled. All the Premier League now looks to the top four and sees who gets in there. Well, the top five, actually. We've been given 5th place as a Champions League spot. And, yeah, we're going to see what happens. Thank you for becoming a member, Galaxy. 6 months now. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. Over on YouTube. Hello to YouTube and TikTok. What is good, guys? I'm live. AJS TV. Feel free to follow Villa in our claret and blue kit away this afternoon. I should say this evening. Murad, how you doing? He says, yeah, the Blues fans, it's funny when non-Villa fans see how delusional Blues fans are. It's great, to be honest. How you doing, Oscar? And Lightset says, yeah, Dortmund and Villa, both similar in that spectrum. They both have annoying blue rivals, yeah. Oh, Rashford's hit the post after 20 seconds for Villa. What's going on? I only know that because the commentary in my ear, as I'm reading my chat, Marcus Rashford has hit the post for Villa inside 20 seconds. Oh my life. That's so unlucky from Rashford. Tielemans through to Rashford, twisting and turning, gets the shot away and it comes back off the post. I mean, that would have been an unbelievable start for Villa. I've not even gone through the lineups. I'm literally just reading some chat. I've gone live only within the last minute or two. And Rashford already hitting the post for Villa is a crazy start to the game. I can't actually quite believe that. But goodness me, how close is that? Right, the lineup for Villa and Manchester City. I'll load it up for you guys. So in goal for my beloved Villa, it is always the commendable Emi Martinez. A back four of Digne, Torres, Konza and Matty Cash. Digne preferred over Ian Maatsen. I mean, to be fair, I think it's a rotation, in fairness, and Digne still has a good season. He's had a good season, so yeah. But Maatsen, I've been really impressed with recently. Onana and Kamara is that midfield pivot with Ramsey, Tielemans and Morgan Rogers, with Marcus Rashford leading the line. So we're going to see Tielemans in the 10. Rogers on one side, Ramsey the other, and Marcus Rashford leading the line. Probably see Rashford play direct, on the shoulder. I think we're going to be a little bit lump football, kind of like 30, 40 yard over the top balls. Probably see them a lot in this game. We'll have to see. Try and beat City on the break. But Rashford inside 20 seconds, like I said, hit the post. Rip Diaz inside out, to be honest. I mean, Diaz sent to Tesco, really, by Marcus Rashford, and is so unlucky to hit the post. But, yeah, stunning. Just seen the replay. What's going on? So it was a Tielemans takedown. Ball into Rashford. He twists and turns Diaz inside out. Gets the shot away. And it just comes back off the post and into the arms of Ortega for Man City. But Diaz then nearly went in a compilation. Like, if Rashford puts that away, I think the Diaz, Diaz supporters would not have liked to see that one back. I mean, it could go in compilations anyway, just because Rashford hit the post. But that was awful defending from Ruben Diaz. Man City have Ortega in goal. They have a back four of Núñez, Diaz, Vardiel and O'Reilly. They have a midfield of Kovacic and Gundogan. A front three of Silva, De Bruyne and McAtee, with Marmoush leading the line. A much changed City side as well, in fairness. But yeah, McAtee and O'Reilly, a very, very youthful left side for Man City. Eric is howdy, what a start. So yeah, very, very unlucky. I mean, I literally heard, I wouldn't have known about it. I was reading comments and I just heard the commentator said off the post from Rashford. Then I saw the replay. It would have been a crazy early goal for Villa. Yeah, mental, really. Mental. Here's Ramsey. Good turn. Trips past Kovacic in midfield. 4 minutes gone, still 0-0. Ramsey carries the ball well. Outside is Matty Cash. Cash backwards towards Kamara. And I wonder how this game's going to pan out. Like we said, it's a fight for top 4. Villa have already beaten Man City this season, but we don't travel that well at the Etihad. We'll see the cash cross into the box. Vardiel only half clears it. It's a bit of a mess in there. I think it was eventually cleared by Bernardo Silva, but a very awkward start for Manchester City. I know they've not had a good season this year, but I don't think they've been too comfortable in this game so far. Still a long way to go, though. Pau Torres into Kamara. He's got space ahead of him. Tries to find a ball forward, but I mean, I couldn't even tell you who that was even targeted for, to be honest. It was nowhere near Rashford, and Morgan Rogers was quite far out wide when that pass went through. 4.5 minutes gone. Still 0-0. I'm always in front of you. I'm telling you, Virgin Media, bro. Get on it. Virgin Media have the best latency. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but yeah, it is very good. I swear by it. I used to have Sky Sports, and I'm telling you, I had a mate who had Virgin Media and he'd always be ahead of me. And I said, you know what, I'm going to get it myself when my contract expires, and I did. And I've never looked back. I should be sponsored by Virgin Media because I always gas them up. Always gas them up. Oscar says up the Villa. Murad, okay, why am I making fun of clubs bottling? Okay, Dortmund are literally the bottlers of Germany. How you doing, Flapcap Gaming? What's good? He says, oi, oi, up the Villa, fingers crossed today. Well, very nearly got an early goal, Flapcap. With Rashford hitting the post. Long way to go, though. Huge match today, says Erin. Murad in here, every stream trolling. He's not trolling, he's just funny. He's just funny guy. He means no harm. Nunez into Silva. Cuts it back, edge of the box. Kovacic, not the best first touch, so he's forced a little bit backwards, I think, than he wanted. Gets a little 1-2 here, trying to cover some space for Man City. 6 minutes gone. It's your typical possession-based football for Man City, but we'll see if that actually leads to anything for them. A Kevin De Bruyne who's leaving at the end of the season. I'm surprised he's starting games, to be honest. Nunez, back towards Diaz. Yeah, so just reading more comments. Liveset says you have no right to speak about bottle clubs when your own club is a literal bottle. Yeah, Aaron, I won't worry about Murad. Murad is like harmless. He's just a Dortmund fan. And, yeah. Dortmund fans suffer enough. Marmouche pulls it back. Oh, great! No, not even a great save. 1-0 City. It should have been a great save. But of course, Emi Martinez lets it go through his fingers. Oh my life. I literally was going to praise him, but the shot goes through the crowd and through the fingers of Martinez. It's 1-0 City with their first shot. Well, great pullback, but no one there to help defend. And of course, you know, City score with their first shot of the game. It's something that Villa have often do concede. Well, the first shot on target, but this is literally the first shot in total for Man City. Lovely pullback. Oh, Martinez, man. Seriously. I'm gonna see this again. Maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on Martinez. No, I'm not. That's straight at him. For goodness sake, Emmy, man. How many more times are you gonna do this? Oh, Emmy's had a nightmare there. I'm sorry, but that's another mistake from Martinez. The only thing that's helping Emmy is that Silva has the whole goal to aim at, right? But he's hit it down the middle of the goal. And Emmy gets 2 fingers to it. I was literally caught mid-sentence thinking, good save, Martinez. And he lets it go through his fingers and it spills into the goal. That's what, for the 3rd game running now, Emmy has made a mistake in goal. Goodness me, man. Like, I love the guy, but seriously, he's got to cut these mistakes out. He's been like it all season. Yeah, Pricey says Martinez overrated. Mikey says Rashford we love. What's happening with Mings? I don't know the whole thing with Mings, to be honest. I don't know. Hassan says up the Pompey. So Portsmouth have stayed up now. Fair play. Oh, the referee has now stopped play here. Tielemans has gone down. I can't be arsed, man. Serious. I'm so annoyed. To be fair, the cutback, I gave that a lot more credit than it deserved. It took a deflection off Konza and literally carried its way to Bernardo Silva. But for goodness sake, man. Oh look, we're still in this, Stanley, but it's just frustrating. You know, we could go 1-0 up at one end with Rashford hitting the post, and then we go and concede with their first shot on goal. In typical Villa fashion. I don't know. But I just think it's poor goalkeeping. And like even Gary Neville's talking about it right now. I just think it's really poor goalkeeping. And I'm glad it's not just me that's giving him some criticism. I think it's an awful bit of goalkeeping from Martinez. It's straight at him. And it's the fact for me that he gets two hands on it and he doesn't push it out. Yeah, Aaron said he was trying to catch it. That was weird. Losing today would be horrendous for Champions League. Would be horrendous. Hughes, with a package and everything, I pay I think it's like 45 roughly. I have like a bundle with everything essentially. They were always going to score. We just gotta get it over with early. Is all, no stress of Flap Camp. Yeah, Lulu. He has made a few mistakes this season. It's just what annoys me, right? Is I put him on such a high pedestal, and I know how good he can be, which is why I will often complain at mistakes and stuff, because I know how good he is. That's the frustrating part of me. He's a very good goalkeeper. On his day, one of the best. But his last few games have been horrendous, really. And like he's not had a good season in general as well. But, I mean, PSG, he literally spills the ball in front of goal for Hakimi to score. Newcastle, he lets Shaw squeeze a header in through his legs from a ridiculous angle. And then today, a shot that's gone down the middle from Bernardo Silva when he's literally got two hands on the ball. And he somehow doesn't stop it from going in. I'm stunned, to be honest, how that's gone in. Well, I'll back him and stuff, but it's just driving me insane. It's like the worst time in the season, really, to do this kind of thing. You have guaranteed UCL, by the way. Look at our remaining games. I don't care. Chelsea will find a way somehow. And like, it won't matter. If we've got Martinez acting like this, it won't matter, bro. De Bruyne flicks it forward. That's better from Martinez. Anticipates the danger, catches the ball. 12 minutes gone. 1-0 City. Villa, I don't think responded well to conceding, by the way. It's not all on Emmy, in fairness. Jack the Blue Nose says, haha, how did your cup final go, mate? Do you want to talk about that? Thank you for the heart move from Stanley. I appreciate that. Sorry, I missed that. What was the goal like? Cut back that Konza got a touch on, but wasn't enough to deflect it. Well, towards any Villa player, put it that way. He literally put it in the path of Silva, who had a free run onto it. Hit it first time, smashed it down the middle of the goal, but he spilt it in the back of the net. Would I rather finish in the top 5? I'd rather win the FA Cup. I don't care what anyone says. Right? Do you want to be Spurs and get Champions League every year for several years and win nothing? Or would you rather win a trophy? I'd rather win a trophy, to be honest. Crazy thought. I've never understood that. Last year, right, Villa fans were asked by a lot of people, would you rather get Champions League or win the Conference League? I was one of the few that said I'd rather win the Conference League. It's a trophy. I want to win a damn trophy. I'm sick of this club not winning trophies. I don't care, man. Like, Champions League is great. You get good players. I understand that. But what have Spurs done with all their years of Champions League football? Nothing. No, they've won nothing. I don't want to be a Spurs, bro. I want to win things. So give me that FA Cup all day, every day. I'm jealous of Newcastle, man. The last time we won a trophy, 1996. I'm jealous of Newcastle. That's how mad this is, you know. Fair play to them, man. Look how good their day out was as well. They took the piss out of Liverpool. Look how good that was. On and off the pitch, their fans are brilliant. And I'm envious of that. Yeah. Harry said, we still have United, Forest and Liverpool to play. Forest have fallen off. United are literally 16th. Liverpool are on the beach. So you've not done anything there to convince me. Newcastle, we just beat 4-1. So they're also not fantastic. They're fatigued heavily. Rashford has a bit of room to run into for Villa. Finds a pass as well. Ramsey in the box, goes down. Does he get anything? And, well, Diaz holds his hand into the sky and the referee completely unmoved. I think Ramsey's looking for that, unfortunately. I think he's looking for a foul there all day. Yeah, I'm not counting into Toto Cup, man. Are you? Shut up, man. I am not counting into Toto Cup. There was like multiple winners of that too. He's fully aware he could have the worst game of his life, and we won't drop him because he's still be. I would still rather him than Olsen. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. Oh, could be a VAR check for a Villa penalty. He's going to the monitor. Villa, the referee is going to the monitor. This could be an Aston Villa penalty. I didn't expect that. I to be honest, I thought Ramsey was looking for the foul. Well, the referee is looking at the foul on Ramsey, or potential foul. Well, he doesn't get the ball, to be fair. Diaz, that angle is incriminating in all fairness. The angle they've picked for him to look at. He does smash into Ramsey and he gets nowhere near the ball. So you could argue it is a penalty to Villa. I thought Ramsey, I still think Ramsey's kind of looking for it. But Diaz does himself no favour there by running into him. Oh, yeah! Penalty Villa! Penalty Aston Villa! Come on! Ruben Diaz has fouled Ramsey, and the penalty about a minute after the initial foul occurred. The referee goes back and changes his mind. Villa have a penalty. That doesn't mean anything there. We never score these. Villa have a penalty crisis, to be honest. Ollie Watkins has a horrible penalty record. Oh, they're showing it on the screen here, and Diaz is fuming. Oh my God, Rashford is on the spot here. Oh my life. Oh, don't put Rashford missing against City on my head, please. Villa have a penalty at the Etihad. But our penalty record is honking. Tielemans has missed penalty this season. Asensio missed 2 at Southampton. Ollie's missed multiple. But it is Marcus Rashford on it for Villa. Okay, Bet says harsh, but I'll take it. It is going to be Rashford. The Manchester United loanee against Manchester City. Someone who scored against Man City on multiple occasions. And has a lot of pressure here. It's top 5 fight. It's Champions League fighting. Come on, Marcus, please, man. Rashford against Ortega. Rashford. Right-footed. Yeah! 1-1, Marcus Rashford sends Ortega the wrong way. Aston Villa have equalised at the Etihad. Come on, Marcus. He waited until Ortega dived and he rolled it in the far corner. It's ice cold from my number 9. What a finish that is. Very ice cold. Pep Guardiola, by the way, is absolutely seething on the bench. All because they decided to show the clip to the fans and it got the fans and players proper riled up. Pep might get himself in some trouble here. But Rashford just waited and waited and waited for Ortega to kind of gamble one side. He saw the body movement and he gambled on one side more than the other, and Rashford just rolls it in the far corner. Lovely finish, Rashford. And he scores against the team he probably hates the most, to be honest with you. But come on. Come on. Erica says, never a pen, but happy days. I think I said to you when I first saw it, to me, it didn't look like an obvious foul. But you run the risk, right? I've always said this. As a defender, even against Villa, right? As a defender, if you challenge an attacker and don't get the ball, you run the risk, right? Ooh, bad touch here. Martinez does quite well there to deal with that. Villa nearly conceded straight away after scoring. I'll go back to my point. You run the risk, right? when you don't win the ball, you run the risk. Diaz comes across, gets none of the ball, and does smash into Ramsey. I do think Ramsey's looking for it a little bit. I think he's definitely felt the contact and thrown himself to the floor. There was not much of a complaint from Ramsey when the referee doesn't give it. He just gets up and moves on with it, right? Which is also kind of in itself, kind of an admission as well, a little bit, that, is like half a foul, half a dive. But, I mean, he doesn't get the ball, Diaz. He doesn't get the ball. So, letter of the law, that probably is a foul. But Ramsey's definitely looking for it. City now have the ball, edge of the Villa box. De Bruyne takes over. Jack says, I did think it was a penalty before it got given. Fair enough. I thought it was like, it could go either way. I didn't think it was enough. That's another debate as well. Was that enough of a decision to categorically say the referee got it wrong? Because like that's another thing, right, for VAR to be used. I don't know, I think look, I'm happy either way, right? And it probably is a foul, but it's interesting. I wonder how I'd feel about that if it was against my club. Scotty Short says, just tuned in. How are the boys doing? We're doing all right, to be fair. It's 1-1. Villa got a penalty literally minutes after the initial foul was given. The referee was called by Stockley Park to have a look at the monitor for a decision that he initially gave as no foul. Eventually, penalty was given. Rashford rolled it in the corner to make it 1-1. Emi Martinez, yeah, Jack, I'll say it as well. Emi Martinez, literally the last 3 games now for Villa, has not played well. He has let in a bit of a howler in each of his last 3. And when we're trying to fight for, well, one of those was Champions League, and, we're trying to fight for top 5. It's not great. As much as I love him, he needs to seriously cut out the mistakes, man. 2 hands on a shot down the middle of the goal and it still goes in is quite crazy. Right, I've missed some comments over on TikTok. I apologise, guys. Rashford is so good. We won that because of... I don't think we won it because of Rashford, to be honest. RB says it's a dive. Matt said it's a pen. Can we score, lol? He has to be treating this as a derby. Well, he's my goat. Great pen. Game's gone if that's a pen. He dive. I don't think it's a dive. I think it's like a half a dive. I think it's half a dive. Okay, I'll have to put you in timeout, my friend, because I think you're a little bit upset, but it's okay. I don't know why you're spamming the same thing over and over. It's all good, man. It's all good. There is a few empty seats at the Etihad. I mean, I could make the easy joke, to be honest. I could make the easy joke. I'm better than that. McAtee for City. 22 minutes gone. Man City 1, Villa 1. Marmoush pulls it back. I mean, it's not a great pullback, but Bernardo Silva somehow kept that in Man City's possession. To be fair, it's been all City with the ball, really. I think Villa have allowed them... Good save that, Martinez. Good flick header from... I say good flick header. He barely got anything on that, De Bruyne, but he got it on target. Villa have allowed City to just have more of the ball, and I think the idea is to just hit them on the break, which I thought that would be the idea. It's no high-line football from Villa. I'll put it that way. But yeah. We'll see. I'm worried about their left-hand side, They've got a lot of pace down that side, and I feel like Cash could get overwhelmed with McAtee. Soren said up the Villa. I thought they were actually protesting against them. Well, they have their ticket prices stuff. So, like I said, I wasn't going to make the obvious joke. But I know they've been protesting a hike in ticket pricing at Manchester City. I think their season tickets are going up. I think their general admission tickets are going up. Like, it's just not great, really, for a club that has always been very good at pricing and treating the fans right. So I am surprised personally, to be honest, that they've gone and done that. Man City have always been like that working class club, at least they've pretended to be. That their owners have like invested in the surrounding area and stuff. So I don't know. I just think it's an interesting decision to make from an owner point of view. Martinez would be at #United if it wasn't for the Kolo Muani save. Well, it's not just that. He did literally win the Copa America, the World Cup. He won the Golden Glove in both. On his day, he's brilliant, in fairness. And he's one of the best penalty-saving keepers on the planet, if not the best. That's another thing, right? If on the line, right, if I needed to pick a keeper to win me a penalty shootout, I'd pick Martinez over Alisson every day. Just for that. Penalty saving, Emmy's got it all day, every day. We're just soaking up pressure, releasing our forwards whenever possible. I think so, yeah. I think that is the game plan. And we've got like good dribblers out wide in Ramsey and Rodgers, and I think that's on purpose. Tottenham tells a fantastic season. Oh, we're talking about Newcastle. Oops. Yeah. So Tottenham tell. What's your opinion on Spurs? Are you Ange in, Ange out? Are you surely you're at the very least Levy out? Have to increase prices when you can't fill seats as MPs. It's not exactly going to encourage people to buy tickets, is it? Emery trying to deploy the Arnie slot masterclass, says Jack. I think Villa Newcastle in the Champions League this season would be great. I just think it would be nice to see non-traditional Big Six in there. I hate the term Big Six, right? It's a thing made by Sky, right? And since when do like I don't know. I've got nothing against Spurs, but I've never really understood why Spurs are considered Big Six. A genuine no offense to any Spurs fan in the chat, but like that's just always how I felt. Shot from Kovacic from distance, and that's better goalkeeping from Martinez. He doesn't let it spill. He watches it all the way, and a decent routine save there. Oh well, I think routine save is harsh, but it's it's decent save. They were only because they were regular top. Yeah, but you can get 5th and 6th every year. But what does that really? I feel like to put them in the same category as like Man United under Ferguson era, or like what we've seen under the oil money of Man City. I think it's harsh to put them in the same category. I feel like it needs like another subcategory. You'd be winning if you had a proper keeper. Okay, well thanks, Jonathan. Other than Alisson, who do you think's the best keeper in the league, Jonathan? I'd like to know that. That's a genuine question, by the way. Some might say Sells. I could ask my whole chat actually. Because Alisson's the obvious choice, so I always ask the questions that some people might not think about. Other than Alisson, who's the best keeper? David Raya. Raya's a good shout. Sells. David Raya. I wouldn't say Raya. I don't know if I'd say Raya. I think Sells is a huge shout, because no one expects. Maybe it's like recency bias, but genuinely Sells is a top keeper. Top keeper. Where does Pickford align himself with the Premier League's best keepers? Because he's consistently been England's best keeper for how long now? And I love Pickford. To be fair, I absolutely love him. Where does Pickford come in? Is Pickford top? Would you not say Pickford's top 5? He's England's best, in fairness, by like quite a mile as well. Oh no, 100%. Scott Cast. Okay. I like Ange, but time is up now. Yeah, fair. I actually like him as a person, but his stubbornness is killing him. Luke says top 5. Yeah, I think Pickford has a shout for top 5. Alisson, Sells, Raya, Edison, Martinez, top 5. That's actually not a bad top 5, to be fair. Edison, I've always been quite disrespectful to Edison. I mean, it's hard to say Edison top 5 when he's literally not playing games, and has been Ortega has been preferred to Edison a lot this season in general. So it's hard for me to say Edison top 5 when literally Ortega is preferred. What's mad is, this is genuine by the way, Kelleher, right? Being Liverpool's backup is still better than most keepers in the league. You know how mad that is? Liverpool's backup keeper is still better than most. He's genuinely really good. I think Kelleher should lead Liverpool just to like play first team football. Trafford's not top 5. That's mad. I don't agree with that one, unfortunately. For a bit of fun, Nick Pope in all serious, I'd probably go for Sells. Sells is top quality, man. Very underrated. Not many would have said Sells before this season, but he's had a very, very good year. And it could be recency bias that we're all saying it, but I mean, how many times have Forest got a clean sheet this season? Digne is shut down. Villa get a throw in half an hour gone. City 1, Villa 1. Trafford, I'd say Trafford has potential for it. 100%. 100% potential. Don't think he's there right now. Digne throw for Villa. It might be a long throw, actually. Villa are not sending anyone short for this. He's leaving in the summer. We all know this. To be fair, I don't really keep up to Liverpool news too often. Cons has a shot on goal. It's a bit scrappy. Bloody hell. Morgan Rogers sniffing around the penalty box then. Digne. City want an offside flag that doesn't come. And Villa get another throw in a similar position. When Isaac chipped him. One of the worst is Muric. Who do you lot say is the worst keeper in the league? I know like a lot of people laugh at Onana. I wouldn't say Onana's the worst keeper, though. As much as it's funny to say he's bad. I don't think he's actually... I've seen some people genuinely think he's the worst keeper. I don't think he's the worst. I think Muric is terrible. If you've ever seen Muric in goal, he's absolutely honking. Sanchez is a great shout, Jack. I actually rate that shout. Sanchez is terrible. Petrovic... I'll tell you, Petrovic is better than Sanchez. He's actually better than Sanchez. I really believe it. Yeah. Our keeper's a great shot stopper. I will say, his command of his box is awful. And that is something that has been targeted game after game after game. His shot stopping, like I said, is really good. But he cannot catch a cross. Like, every time like there's a ball to claim, he looks like he's terrified of it. But Vicario, in terms of his raw shot stopping, he's up there. It's just you have to take everything into account for keepers. Which is a shame, because if he improved on that, it'd be a lot better. Same with Pope. Pope, I think, struggles with, like, you'll never get Pope playing out, right? So Pope is your traditional keeper. He's not your modern keeper by any means. Pope would probably trip over the ball if he tried to play out from the back. He's also not very quick. But again, very good raw shot stopper. He's also not had a good season, along with injuries and stuff. I mean, Dubravka was preferred to Pope, but a couple of months ago, because how badly he played in goal. Oh dear. Bro, talk about Salakis. I'm not being mean. Salakis going to sign for Manchester. I mean, if Salakis signs for United, then rest in peace. He would actually go, oh, Rip Pope. I just got that. I clocked that. God's sake. Yeah, I'm tired. That took me way too long. I did see a tweet about that earlier today. So I got like 30k likes on Twitter. Someone making a joke about Nick Pope. God's sake. Burnley need Nathan Teller back. He was all right, weren't he? In Burnley's in the season that Burnley went down. I believe he was all right, weren't he? Ramsey into Rashford. I will say, as much as I love this club and this game means a lot, it hasn't been a great game of football. It's been, the crowd has been dead as well. I mean, that's not just to make fun of Man City. But there's been no atmosphere from the home crowd at all. And the game has also reflected that a little bit. It's just been side-to-side football. Rodgers is pulled over by Vardiol there. And the referee doesn't give Villa a foul. Typically. He's also a decent keeper. Well, until he was forced deal, but still normal. What are you on about, Murad? Oh, Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know him from FIFA. As sad as it is. I know. Great for us killing atmosphere. Oh, it's fantastic. Villa killing atmosphere. It doesn't feel like an away game, really. AJ, where do I think Villa will finish? All right. Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I think Villa. I think we get 5th and Forest drop out. And Chelsea get. I think Forest drop to 7th. I mean, that's my like edgy claim that Chelsea get 6th, Villa get 5th, and Forest drop all the way to 7th place. That's my like bold claim. Every team in the top 7 now is pretty much guaranteed top 7, right? The point gap is too big. So everyone here is playing in Euro. It's just what European positions, you know? Yeah, Forest have fell off a cliff, to be honest. I know they beat Spurs, but Spurs battered them. If you watch that game, Richarlison is a mug. Like, Richarlison should have scored a hat-trick. So I don't think Forest will keep going. As much as it would be nice for them, and if Villa weren't to get top 4, I'd prefer it to be Forest. I just don't think they're going to do it. I just think they're running out of steam at the wrong time. Villa were running out of steam this time last season as well, but we had just about enough points to like crawl over the line. But Forest didn't get as many points as Villa this time last season. Villa were like, bear in mind, Villa last season were in the title race until literally January. I think people forget Villa were second at Christmas last year. And if we beat Sheffield United, we would have been top of the league at Christmas. And of course, in typical Villa fashion, we drew with bottom of the league. And that we had a real fall off second half of the season, and we finished 4th, and we nearly bottled it to Spurs. But we managed to literally crawl over the line. Unfortunately, Forest don't have the points to do that. All right, I'm going to unhide this comment because Jeff is really mad for some reason. Guys, look at this. Jeff says, shut up about Spurs batter. Spurs literally did batter Forest. It's just their Spurs. I make fun of both teams. How are Forest that bad recently that Spurs are battering them? And then how are Spurs that bad they missed the chances they did? It's great. I literally get to make fun of both teams. Forest fans, you shouldn't care. You won the game. Who cares what I have to say? But it's funny to say that one of the worst Spurs teams in my life, in fact, if not the worst Spurs team in my lifetime, battered Forest, but couldn't score. Richarlison, Hall of Shame stinker. I can't lie. Literally on the Forest payroll. I don't care he scored a goal. He was horrendous. He was literally horrendous. What are we saying? We looking on form? Can't watch it, man. It's been a really quiet game, to be honest. I'm going to give you, like, you know how, like, some content creators will, like, over-exaggerate just, like, for views or clicks or whatever. I keep it real on this channel. This game has been quite dead. The atmosphere has been dead. It's reflected the game as well. City, to be fair, started with with a high tempo and a vigour to the game. Got a goal. The referee gives Villa a penalty and it's killed the game. It's just been sideways football and Villa playing on the break. But we've had, 30% possession. Our only shot on target has been the penalty. It's been a really dead game of football. I've not been a fan of how either team have played. I think we're far too negative and we have given them far too much respect. Like, this is like the worst City team we've seen in like 6-7 years. And we're letting them play as if they're, that's still the same Champions team. I've just seen Ruben Diaz put the ball at... Not Ruben Diaz, sorry. Kovacic put the ball out of play under no pressure. Pep's got his hands on his bald head, looking perplexed. And we're letting them dictate the play. We're letting them have 70% of the ball. They're literally under no pressure putting the ball out of play. Like, this game is just not for the faint of heart. I don't know why we're doing this, to be honest. I don't know what we're so scared. I get playing this way away at PSG. I fully get that. They're very good. They could win the whole thing. And Villa had a second leg at Villa Park to try and go through it, right? Why are we playing like this at the Etihad for? I have no idea. We go long looking for Rashford. Good pass. Rashford! Oh, he doesn't get the contact. He's out himself in the process as well, I think. Did he get even a shot away there? I think he's like toe poked it towards Ortega's goal. But Villa, as I'm criticising how we play, then Rashford goes technically 1-on-1 then on an angle, but doesn't quite get the shot away. Dear, oh dear. Luckily, we're usually up our tempo second half. Another Unai half-time Pep talk in the making. To be fair, we're usually better after Unai gives them a bollocking. We'll have to wait and see on it. What positions do you think Villa need to strengthen this summer? I just think we need more wide players. I mean, Leon Bailey has been frozen out of the team, and rightfully so. He's had an awful season, in fairness to him. So we just need some wide players. Like, honestly, I would try and get Asensio on a permanent. It's a 15 million buyout. I'd go for that all day. Rashford, I think his wages are too high, so that actually might not be an option. Unless Rashford seriously wants to downsize his paycheck. I would start to look at... As much as Cash has actually played all right this season, we still have to look at the right-hand side. Our left-hand side, in Maatsen and Digne, is completely fine. I just think Matty Cash, as much as he's been all right, I've never been... fully convinced of Cash. And when we're trying to fight for top 4, I still think we can get a better option over on that right hand side. I don't know, maybe I'm being harsh there, but I think we need some competition at the very least for Cash over there. Because we're having Konza play right back, sometimes, and Disasi's played that. I just think we need to sort that out. I think midfield's pretty good, to be fair. I think our midfield is pretty good. Obviously, with Duran going and Watkins now, when Rashford's loan expires and he probably doesn't come to Villa, we do need a backup striker for Ollie Watkins. So that's another option. You could say Marlon if you wanted to, but I'd say Marlon, we bought him to be a wide player. But if we got another player, to cover those kind of front 3 positions, I think we'll be fine. But yeah, there's my honest answer. City play boring football. I mean, City used to play... you say Garcia, but I don't know. Garcia... I'd like to see Garcia get more... got more involved this season, but he hasn't been. And maybe there's a reason for that. Nedeljkovic was also possibly a similar story too. Free kick to Villa. But we've spent a lot of money. I think Nedeljkovic making the money back, but yeah, Garcia hasn't played anywhere near as much to say he's proper backup for Cash, to be very honest with you. So that's why I said we could look for an option there. We've literally played Disasi and Konza over right back and not Garcia. AJ, don't... 8th... so I think it's just top 7, isn't it? I think 7th place is Conference League. I don't think 8th is Conference League. I think it should be 6th, but with the additional place, it's 7th. But don't quote me on that. It could be... that's what I believe. It could be 7 into 8. I honestly don't know. I think the extra spot is a weird thing in general for the sport. But I think when we got top 7, it was an additional spot that year. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. FA Cup winner... Oh, that's true. If we could win the FA Cup and say we don't get top 4, we just steal that anyway. That's I suppose, yeah. That's if we win it, and then if Man City, if they get top 4 and win the FA Cup. Essentially, I think we're in Europe anyway. It's just trying to figure out what European competition. Hopefully, Champions League. Tielemans down the left for Digne. Villa finally having a little bit of possession last few minutes. Digne into Rodgers on the byline cross, deflected. Villa get a corner with a couple of minutes till half time out. Still 1-1. Billy, we shall try our best. But I don't think... I don't know. I don't think we've been progressive enough to beat these lot. I think we've been far too negative on the ball. We'll see, though. Still a long way to go. I think we signed Rashford Asensio permanent. I don't think centre-back's an issue, really. I think, it's the Mings thing. Mings could get another injury again, I suppose. But Pau Torres, Konza... I suppose another covering centre-back wouldn't hurt, would it? I suppose. Corner to Villa. Header! Oh, what a block that is! I think it was an accidental block there. Has just stopped a Villa goal. And eventually the referee has given a foul at the edge of the City box. Villa's corner then, very dangerous. I'm not entirely sure who got the block here, so I'm going to see on the replay. It was Onana's header, and it hit O'Reilly, I think. Yeah, Onana's header was going wide. It just hit O'Reilly in the shoulder. So it would have gone wide anyway. But a good block. Well, he didn't know that, so it's a good block, I suppose. AJ, as long as no Southampton players are bought, all shall be fine. And don't forget 2 Wembley day outs. 2? What do you mean 2? Oh, well, if we get past the semi-final. That's a huge claim, considering Palace battered this earlier this season. Although it's not at Selhurst. If the semi-final's at Selhurst, I'd probably have a lot... I'd probably be a lot more nervous about it. In all fairness. I've missed loads of comments on TikTok. I apologise. Guys, 64 of you in the TikTok live. I appreciate all your support. Haven't already, please double tap the screen. I'm live on YouTube as well. Go check that out if you want to see stats on screen. And just about overall viewing. AJS TV. You can find me on most platforms. I think Ian Maatson has been under... I disagree with that. I think Maatson has been really good. Maatson was brilliant against Newcastle as well. Defending can be awkward. Don't get me wrong. His defending isn't the best, but I think going forward has been a huge asset. Leicester City at home, we played awful, and he was really good in that game. And, you know, the Newcastle game, we got the second goal, and he helped get us a massive 3 points. I mean, we struggled to break them down up until he scored his goal. Then kind of the floodgates opened beyond that point. I think there's definitely a shout for his defensive attributes, to be honest. The score is 1-1. I mean, I could pin it, I suppose, but it's not hard to remember. You can just ask me. We are, 4 minutes at a time here. City 1, Aston Villa 1. Long ball into the box, and Martinez will pluck it out the air. Coutinho will probably be sold. I think it's safe to say that that whole thing didn't really age well. Some fans, by the way, non-Villa, obviously, forgot Coutinho's on the books. Maybe some Villa fans forgot Coutinho's still on the books at Villa. Not a good bit of business, really. I think good for reputation, but not good financial business from Villa, I don't think. It is safe to say. So, yeah. Emery going to get booked for time wasting as he's really slowing the game down. Well, to be fair, they've not tried to pressure Martinez into a yellow card. Usually the crowd has to start whistling and stuff, but they're not really doing much of that. In fact, the crowd aren't making much noise. I don't want to just constantly make digs at Man City's atmosphere, but it has been a horrendous home atmosphere, if you want to call it even that. I think it's harsh to even call it an atmosphere. I understand their issues with ticketing and stuff, and I get it, but it's been a honking game. Cross and McAtee, awful ball. Not only an awful ball, but Marmoush just did not look interested with it as well. I think he might have tried a little bit more with that, but did not look bothered. And Pep has been quite funny. I will say, every time the camera's gone to Pep, I have laughed. He's been very emotional in this game. He never used to be, I swear. I feel like he used to be quite emotionally calm. And I remember he had an outburst against Liverpool. Was it in the COVID year? When decisions went against him. That was like the first time I properly got to see him actually have a proper outburst. He's usually like collected on the touchline, but he hasn't been, especially this season. Thoughts on Exeter City? Love you lot for Ollie Watkins. I've been to the ground actually. I've got family who live in Exeter, so I've actually been. You wouldn't believe it, but I actually have been to a couple of games. Nice little football league club, and yeah, I loved. You lot went to St Andrews and sung Ollie Watkins chants, and I think that was amazing. Like, I just think that's iconic. I think a lot of League One teams realise how scummy those Blue Noses are. It's not just Villa fans who's starting to see it, you know. It's non-Villa fans are starting to see what that club actually is like. I love Ollie, man. I love him. Newcastle Lincoln City, mate. I've got several vlogs on my channel. If you go and check out YouTube, I've done several Villa vlogs and stuff. You can check them all out. They all did quite well, actually. In fairness, football content that's vlogged is quite successful for a lot of channels. Rashford skips past one tackle, goes down under the challenger Kovacic, but the referee, I feel like he's left his whistle in the dressing room because he's hardly given anything. But of course he gives that for City, typically. Although I say that, he blows he blows half time before he even has a chance to take it. That is half time at the Etihad. It's City 1, Aston Villa 1. City broke the deadlock with Bernardo Silva, and Marcus Rashford levelled for Aston Villa from the penalty spot. And it's kind of been that, really. There's not been much to it. The game's been fairly quiet. I don't know. I feel like, and I hope it's not just me that feels this way. Maybe it is just me. I just feel like we've given them far too much respect, really. We're playing really deep, trying to play on the break, but I don't know. I just feel like we could actually have a go at them, and we've not really done that all game. But at half-time, 1-1. I think Rashford's been okay. He's got like a graveyard shift right now. Lovely penalty. Just very calm, composed, waited for Ortega to go one way, rolled it the other. Really, genuinely our best penalty taker at Villa by a sub margin, to be honest. And we got a good bench that can attack this game. I don't know. I just feel like we're far too respectful. This City team is definitely there for the taking. I mean, I'm seeing Kovacic put the ball out of play under no pressure, like in a 20-yard pass, and I'm like, we're seriously sitting back with 30% possession against this. Doesn't help when the referee's not really giving many fouls. I mean, he had to go to VAR to give Villa's penalty. As Stockley Park called him over to the monitor, and then he changed his mind. Just reading some Villa fan comments. Let me know what you guys think. If you're a Villa fan, City fan, neutral, what is your thoughts on the game, guys? Yeah. AJ, I'm not from Telford, no. I've been to Telford a few times, but I'm not from there, no. But yeah. He's very... Oh, yeah, he's hit the post in 20 seconds. Yeah, I forgot about that. Literally he sent Ruben Diaz to Tesco. Rolled his shot across goal, came off the post. Very unlucky. Yeah, half-time, though. 1-1. We've limited them, but these passes are so sloppy. Move Rodgers centrally or left and bring McGinn on. Oh, Rodgers down the middle, I think, would cause lots of problems. I want to get him more involved in the game. Rodgers out wide. I've never really liked Rodgers out wide. I feel like he's way... Just, look. With Rodgers... He's way more effective down the middle. When he has a whole pitch to run into, he's way, way more effective when he can just run and run and run and cause you loads of problems. Newcastle, perfect example of that. How many times has Rodgers run the ball directly down the throat of Newcastle and it would like lead to something? We need to do that at City. Hit them on the break. Let Rodgers run down the middle, make runs out wide, and cause problems. Hey, Harry said he's pissed off with DB. I mean, that's another thing. Like, I didn't want to go into it too much because I do love Emi Martinez, but that's the third game now in a row that he's made a bit of a howler in goal. I don't want to say it, but the shot it's more than savable. He's got both hands to it. I love Emi, but he's got to save it, man. Like, I might be off my head. I feel like Olsen. You know how mad it is when I'm saying I feel like Olsen saves that? I genuinely feel like Olsen makes that save. I don't know. Maybe I'm too harsh. Maybe I might be smoking something, to be honest. But yeah. Who's greedy with the ball? HX. You just said he's too greedy with the ball. You on about Rashford? I don't think Rashford's been anywhere near greedy. Or Rodgers, maybe. Rodgers ain't greedy with the ball. He's brilliant. Can you please not spam the chat? I appreciate you. But don't spam it. That would be nice. Yeah, I'm just reading all the comments as well about Martinez. I mean, yeah, a lot of Villa fans not too happy with with how he let that in. Yeah, the refs haven't been great now. I mean, I don't think they've been great for either two. I think the they refuse to give foul. I get, wanting to allow a game to continue and stuff and to not stop, not to have like a stop-start game, but obvious fouls not being given. I mean, Rashford literally tripped edge of the box by Kovacic. Like, Kovacic nowhere near the ball, and he still doesn't even give that. Someone said, be better, please. Not been awful, but we can do so much better than we have. Come on, Villa. Handbrake off second half. Too much respect being shown. Exactly what I said. Too much respect being shown. What is up with Martinez lately? Is this ref mad? Not a bad half. Can you tell Emmy to stop messing around with shitty little passes? Someone tell Martinez we're playing again. Okay, a lot of people are giving Martinez some stick here. Yeah, Olsen on. Okay, I would rather not have Olsen on. Look, there's only so far. I'll take the slander. I would bring Maatsen on. Is a definite shout, by the way. I think Digne hasn't been anywhere near involved as much as I'd want him to be down the left in the attack. So I do think Maatsen is a definite shout. What other bench options do we have? We have Garcia. Could be an option down the right instead of Cash. Disasi, John McGinn, Doniel Marlon, Asensio, Ollie Watkins. I feel like we literally could make our subs as Maatsen, McGinn, Marlon, Asensio, Watkins, right? That it could literally be those five. I feel like you'd put on... Where would you play? Would you play McGinn out wide? You could do McGinn for Ramsey, have him out wide. You could play McGinn in Onana's position, I suppose. I mean, I think he's better. Onana is playing like an 8, right? So I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's options anyway to be made here. Asensio definitely should come on at some point. Watkins like for Rashford. You could also put Rashford out wide and have Ollie in the middle. That's also an idea if we're feeling a bit more brave. Doniel Marlon. I don't know how Marlon's not starting games. Wasn't involved in the Champions League because of squad registration. I feel like he definitely should be involved, considering he's scored a lot of goals recently. Can't wait for all the complaints from Man City fans for all the time taken to recognise it's a penalty. We always come back strong in the second half. The penalty, I think, like I said to my chat, and I always try and be as honest as I can, right? I think Ramsey is probably looking for it. But at the same time, as a defender, you run a massive risk if you challenge an attacker in the box and you don't get the ball at all, right? You run the risk. Every time I say that. Every single time. And he's not far from getting the ball, but he doesn't get it. And then he collides into the thigh of Ramsey. Is Ramsey looking for it? 100%. 100% Ramsey looking for it, which is why when it wasn't given initially, Ramsey was a bit sheepish in his reaction. I feel like even he knew, okay, maybe I went down a bit soft there. And City and Pep's reaction, obviously, they're going to plead their innocence about it too. But like I said, I think Diaz is an idiot for giving the referee that decision to make. I feel like Diaz is an idiot, in my opinion. Like I said, you run the risk if you go into someone and you don't get the ball. It's that simple. But I definitely would have understood it if it wasn't given, is what I'm trying to say. Bailey getting shot 100%. Bailey's not even on the bench. Where Bailey could be back in his yard in Jamaica, bro. Where is Bailey? I don't want to be harsh, right? And I really try not to be harsh, but would anyone really miss him after what we've seen this season? I think Bailey has been easily our biggest underperformer all season. That's not me like having a go or whatever. He's been woeful all season long. Last season, he was really good. This season, that was with Diaby and him swapping over. I think him and Diaby, their dynamic together was really good. This season, I think he massively missed having Diaby. The like-for-like sub that we'd often see. The times where they'd even play together, I think having Diaby go, we've not seen the best of Leon Bailey, and I can definitely see him leaving now. But time and time again, we called upon him, and he wasn't reliable. It's that simple. And if you look as well, the times where he's actually played was our worst part of the season. And now we've won loads of games in a row. And look, we might not win today, but look at Villa's form without Bailey compared to Villa's form with Bailey, and you will see a difference. So as long as we actually get some actual money for Leon Bailey, I think we're fine. Harry said thoughts on the Ramsey diet. Like I said, he's definitely... Look, I don't know what people are trying to say or trying to think that I'm not going to, call it out or whatever. He's looking for a foul, 100%. I'm real on this channel. I don't bullshit people on there. I think Ramsey's definitely looking for it. I also think Diaz is an idiot. This is the opinion that you've got to come to. Ramsey's definitely looking for the foul. Diaz is an idiot for giving the referee the option to give one. Because what on earth is Diaz doing? Running into someone. And he smashes into Ramsey. Well, I say smashes into. He collides into Ramsey's thigh and gives Ramsey the opportunity to go down. He's an idiot. That's literally the consensus you should come to. So, heavy criticism, and I think Diaz got ripped to pieces by Rashford in the first 20 seconds, and Villa very nearly scored a goal as the ball hit the post. So, he's definitely not had a good game. We finally found a good penalty taker. I mean, the curse might be over. But he's online, so it's only temporarily over. Watkins has missed as many as he's scored. Tielemans missed against Palace. Asensio missed 2 against Southampton. We're cursed. Maybe Donyell Marlon, who knows? Maybe Marlon. We'll see. Would love to keep Bailey. I think we had to sell Bailey for the financial, a lot of FFP and all that. I think we had to sell Mr. Diaby, which is a shame because I really like Diaby, but yeah, I thought he did well in his debut year. I was very pleased, very impressed. If you look at a lot of the goals we scored that season, Diaby was often involved, even if he wasn't the goal scorer or the person. It'd often be the pass that led to the pass that led to the assist. He's always in and around the goals. Brain on YouTube says Martinez not good enough for next season if Villa are serious. That's a huge claim. And Villa fans been trashing Bailey for years. I mean, come on, Brain. Let's be real. Bailey had one good season in about 4. It is. I think it's valid. Bailey was fantastic last year. I think Bailey was up there for player of the season last year. The drop off to this year has been catastrophic, right? Catastrophic. There's no way you can defend. There's no way genuinely you can defend Bailey this season. When Bailey was playing week in, week out, we were awful. We had a run of games that he was involved in. When I don't think we won in 8. And it all started in that Bournemouth game when we drew at home. And we couldn't win to save our life. And Bailey was consistently playing around that time. He's had a honking season. There's been a reason why we bought Malin, right, in the January window. And we've not looked back since. From a Forest fan, I think he's meant to say we need you to draw. I mean, look, I like Forest. I do have a soft spot for Forest. I always will for Midlands teams that actually have history, and there's not many of us, unfortunately. It's literally just Villa, Forest, and Leicester doing well in the modern era. All the other Midlands clubs letting us down. I like Forest. I just think you having a little bit of a wobble towards the end of the season, and maybe you get top 4. If Villa don't get top 4, if Villa don't get Champions League, I'd want Forest to do it. I just have a bad feeling about you lot, real talk. I think Forest. I mean, against Villa for the I know second half you were a lot better, but first half you were dismal against Villa. And then what? You beat Spurs, but Spurs battered you the whole game. But Spurs are Spurs. You made one of the worst teams look good. Richarlison, honestly, you should have him on the payroll for how he played. I fear for Forest a little bit. I feel like it could. A little bit like Villa last year, we started so well. Towards the end of the season, we started to run out of gas, and I feel like it might be happening with Forest a little bit. We'll see, though. We'll see. From a Liverpool fan, I want Villa to win. It's probably your inner hatred towards City and all the years they've caused you pain. I think that's what a lot of that is. I still can't believe Man City have lost 9 games this season. Aston Villa have lost less games than Man City this year. Just deep that for a moment. Villa have lost less games than Man City in a Premier League season. Mental. And like they've recovered a little bit, City, but far too late for any kind of real push. For the title, or whatever. But I think they're gonna get top 4 now. They've found their end of season form, and although they've not been great today, they could very easily still win today. I just want Villa to go for it. I feel like there's not going to be many opportunities to beat a Man City side at the Etihad, to be honest. I don't know. But yeah, my halftime thoughts. I'll just briefly say it again. I feel like we've been far too respectful to Man City, and we played really defensive. 30% of the ball, considering. Well, it's now up to 39, but still, possession in the 30s against a City side that I don't think have been that great. Haven't been great all season. Haven't been great today. I feel like maybe the game plan was to sit in a little bit, try and play on the break, and maybe attack them in the second half. I hope that's what the plan is now, because we have no fear. I think this City team is you can get at this City team. Like, they don't scare me. They do not scare me at all. Hey, being Siege, what's good? Yeah, it has been a while for you. How you doing, man? John Park said, I'd love to see Lou Sassel get in a game for City from the youth set. I Lou Sassel. I get it. That's nice. You got me, John. Well done, John. That's a new one. I have to remember. That's the new one. I got to remember that. I was going to say, I've never heard that. He got me with a bait name. I clocked that way too late. I was like, I've never heard. I was like, who's this Italian player that they've got in their setup? Nice one. For God's sake. Okay, score is Villa 1, City 1 at half time. We have just kicked off for the second half. John, you're such a... I commend you. I don't usually get got like that. Not too often, to be fair. I sniff them out a mile out. So fair play. I'm good, decent first half. Martinez, but don't get me started. 3 howlers from Emi Martinez. Powell looks very nervous, and I don't agree with that at all. I think Powell's been fine. Long ball forward, looking for Rodgers. Vardiel has kind of muscled Rodgers to the floor there. I don't know. Again, the referee has not given them all night, so I don't know why we keep trying to get them. Love your content. Thank you, Biggie. Appreciate you. JT says, still got Sensio, McGinn, Marlon, Watkins to come on. I think our bench is really strong. I think our squad depth is very, very good. So, yeah. Hey, what happens to Bailey? He's just ass. And I as harsh as it sounds, I don't think we're any better with him in the team. And I feel like he's not in Unai's plans. As harsh as that is, it happens in football. I think we've looked a lot better without him. He was involved in the team at the start of the season when we weren't doing so well. We've had to recover the season a little bit after the January window. So, yeah. Flapcap, shut up. I can't believe I clocked that literally as I said it. This is why you should read it out in your head first. I fell for step 1. I fell for it's a good one. I've not heard that one before. He caught me. What's my opinion on Olympiakos? AEK Athens are a bigger club in Greece. They're very... it's going to sound funny from a Villa fan, but they're stuck in the past a little bit. And they were quite embarrassing in the Europa League this season. That's a genuine answer. I think Anthony Martial has had a very good season in Greece. And up the Athens. Up the Athens, indeed. Oh, the Martial. What's giving the... I got caught by a comment Someone said a player name which is it's a pun for something, and it caught me off guard. I'm usually very good at that. It's one of those names that if you say a name, you say something, and it caught me off guard. And I'm very good. I see them a mile off. But this one was a new one I've never seen before, and I clocked it as soon as I said it. So it's made me laugh because for years I've been very good. I've been caught out by one of those for a long time. Looks like Bailey could be leaving Villa in the summer transfer window. Hopefully we get good money for him. That's the worry now. That's the worry for me, that we're gonna let him go for pennies. Oh, I think we need to treat our assets well, and even though he's had a honking season, not sell him for 5 million to like newly promoted Leeds. Like actually sell him for good value. We bought him for how much? Like 30 million from Leverkusen. Callum says hopefully Villa will win. Well, we've got a long way to go, and we'll see what happens in the second half. But O'Reilly is on a run for City. Good tackle. Oh, I think that was a good tackle from Morgan Rogers, but the referee and a yellow card. I don't think there was much in that to give a booking to. This referee is very weird. Very weird. A minor drop in form does not make Martinez any worse as a keeper. His history speaks for itself. I can't name a keeper I'd prefer, to be honest. Yeah, I think... Look, I agree with you, by the way, Flapcap, for that comment, 100%. But... I'm still allowed to say he's been ass for the last 3 games. But I do agree. I think he's easily... Like, I'd rather him ahead of Galini, Guzan, probably all of them together in the goal. And I'd still rather Martinez. What a ball that is, by the way. Man City had a huge chance to score. Amadou Onana has made one of the best interceptions you'll see this evening. What a cross. He's literally just stopped the ball going to the far post. I think Gavardiol is tapping this in at the back stick. What a tackle that is. Well done, Onana. Well done. Toon fan, you're having a laugh. Martinez he's a good keeper, but he's been honking the last few games. I mean, how Shah scored past him, I have no idea. It literally heads the ball straight through his legs. Corner to City. Header on from Vardiel and flicked over his own goal by Matty Cash, and Villa concede another corner. I will say, City have started the second half a little bit better than Villa. Yeah, well done, Matty Cash, by the way. Under pressure, made sure he put that over. Do you think Villa will have a good successor of Rashford in the next season? If so, would you rather? I reckon maybe Mbeumo could be a punt. Rashford's wages are just too high, I think. So Rashford would have to really cut his wages down. Corner for City. Only half cleared. De Bruyne gets it back again. On the byline, left-footed cross. Good header away by Amadou and Nana. Corner to City once more. Mbeumo I think is a definite shout. Someone who can play multiple positions. He can play out wide, down the middle. Probably would go for a lot of money, unfortunately. But yeah, Rashford's wages I think are brutal. Yeah. And JT said Aston Villa reportedly closing in. Oh yeah, I've seen the Norwegian wonder kid. To be honest, I know very little about him. All I know is loads of teams want him. That's all I know about this lad. Is that there are multiple teams. I think Man City are also one of them that are trying to sign this young lad. So yeah, Martinez has gone down here for Villa. It's holding the back of his head here. What's going on? Oh yeah, so there was some collision there from was that Ilkay Gundogan? He went into him. Yeah, Gundogan caught him, and the City fans are booing Martinez. Well, I'm not going to just say this because I'm Villa, but I'm only hearing the Villa fans. I will say that the City crowd have been awful. Like, genuinely. Rashford won, stay pal. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by it? Arsenal and City. Oh, Arsenal City won them, yeah. Draw will do us for today. Up the mag, says Aaron. I mean, it's any team fighting for top 5. A draw is perfect, really. This literally helps all our rivals in the fight for top 5. It's the perfect outcome. Nunes skips past Digne. Oh, he trips over. I was about to give him praise there because he actually does well to beat Digne, and then he slips over. Oh no! Right, literally as the camera zoomed in on him, he slips over, and then Pep has just slumped back in his chair. Oh dear! Oh dear! He's got the same agent as Arne Slot and Haaland. Why is a young player like that got an agent already? That's kind of mad if you think about it. Martinez goes long, looking for Rodgers, but to be fair, Vardyol's had a really good game, and he stops Rodgers there. Rodgers still out wide is not something I wanted to see, really. And City have actually took even more possession off Villa in the second half. I wanted a little bit more from Villa. 55 gone, still 1-1 at the Etihad. Goals from Bernardo Silva and Marcus Rashford are the difference here. Onana adjudged to have fouled his man then, but it looked shoulder to shoulder there. The ref, I feel like it. I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like if that's a claret and blue shirt, he doesn't give that. But he's given them a lot of fouls. De Bruyne. Cross is decent. Cash heads it only as far. Oh dear, only as far as O'Reilly. But I mean, if he has shots like that all game, I think Villa will be fine. A really good ball from De Bruyne. Puts it right under the crossbar at the back stick, but no one there to attack it. And Gary Neville made a point saying it's a type of cross that Haaland would have enjoyed, and I can't say I disagree. And the camera now does pan to Haaland and Rodri sat together in the stands. Awkward touch from Digne. What are we doing there, boys? Digne gives a corner away. Villa try and play it from the back. That's horrible from Digne. I've not been impressed with this second half at all. Awful start to second half. Yeah, I would definitely make subs. You say Digne, I say Digne. At the end of the day, we're not French, so it's trying to find the best way to say it. Like, neither is correct. It's somewhat in between, essentially. But we're not French, so it's it doesn't come natural to say it properly. Plus, Brummy and all that. Digne. Oh, good block from Kamara. I mean, Diaz's shot comes off his shin there. It's a good block from Kamara, but he doesn't get the contact he wanted there. Pau Torres on Diaz this time. 2 on Diaz. Corner comes in for City. All the way to Marmoush. Awful. I took another deflection, apparently. AJ, honestly, was it a pen? I'm not 50-50 on it. I've seen Jamie Hara on Twitter say it's like a Stonewall penalty. I feel like, like I said, it's a bit of a repeat, so I apologise for the people who've been here and you're going to hear it for the millionth time. I feel like Ramsey's looking for it. Like he's felt contact and gone down. I feel like Diaz is a moron for giving him the opportunity. I feel like, yeah, Diaz doesn't get the ball, gets into the thigh. I don't think it's enough to send him tumbling. And I think Ramsey has definitely made a meal of it. But Diaz is an absolute moron for giving the referee the opportunity in the first place to give that kind of decision. I always say, if you don't get the ball in the box and you get the man, what do you expect? Leaks did top player. Keane said it was a pen. As Villa fan, I think it's very hard. It's one of those where, like, if it's against your club, you're probably a little bit miffed, aren't you? But like I said, and I say it again, defender, you run a risk. You got to get the ball. Diaz is I don't know why Diaz was complaining so much because he doesn't get the ball. I don't know what his argument was. It was just a blatant dive. Because Diaz is nowhere near the ball. Like, If he was closer to the ball, or maybe he got like a little touch on it, I'd understand. But he's nowhere near the ball. So letter of the law, it is penalty. I was just surprised it was given. Kamara is literally being wrestled to the floor here. I mean, somehow comes away with the ball. Rogers, he goes down. Hey! Villa get free kick, and the ironic applause from the Villa end as well. I mean, I was waiting for that. I did it myself. Villa finally get a free kick given. And there is some sarcasm from those Villa away end supporters. With half an hour to go, it is still 1-1. Should have been refs call. VAR shouldn't have got involved. Happy days at the Villa. Again, that's a very good point, Erica, to make, by the way. It's I don't think it was like a big enough decision to overturn. I was very surprised to see that. Literally, to see him be told to go to the monitors is like a huge surprise to me. Because I don't think it's like... I don't think the referee has made that much of a mistake. Because like some would look at that even after seeing the replay and still not give it. I'm happy it's Villa, of course, but yeah. I played Assassin's Creed, mate, like years ago. As a kid. I'm talking 2011. I haven't played since then. Free kick Villa. Tielemans... I mean, it's blocked, but it goes straight back to him. Tielemans beats one. Still could get a shot away. He's in the box. Tielemans cross. Good deflection. Well, I say good deflection. It was a good bit of defending from Vardiol. I expected more venom in the cross there. Oh, Marmoush is shut down brilliantly by Ezri Konsa out of position. And then Rashford pulls out of a tackle there. De Bruyne. What a ball that is. McAtee. McAtee tries to chip Martinez. I don't think Emmy is fully convinced that's going wide. He's chipped Martinez. I mean, that's a ridiculous attempt on goal. To be fair, Rashford didn't pull out the tackle. I just think he was, nowhere near it, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think Martinez knows this is going wide. I don't think he has any idea that's going wide. Goodness me, yeah, very nearly a terrific goal for McAtee. Double sub for Villa. Oh, it's Disasi. I didn't want to see that, to be honest. Oh, not Disasi for cash. Oh, we're not doing this again, are we? But Disasi coming on. Ramsey off for McGinn. I mean, that was a sub that I pointed out could be made at half time. But cash for Disasi, really? Really? Why? I don't get that. I don't think Disasi at right back is any good at all. It won't be the case because we've done it before, but oh my god, it actually is Disasi at right back. I can't be arsed, man. Why do we not just put Konsa there? I feel like Konsa is a better right back than Disasi. Rogers dispossessed by Vardiol. I think Vardiol has just beat Rogers. All ends up today, to be fair. Oh, he's never given that. He's never given that, man. Good, kind of our best centre back, but I agree. I fully agree, Ben. But do you not think Disasi is a disaster? Like, a disaster right back. I was going to say it doesn't sound as good because Disasi, disaster at right back. I think he's crap there, bro. Kvaratskhelia ripped him to pieces within minutes. Thankfully, they don't have that here for City, but still. He's awful there. Free kick City. Good header away from Torres. Oh, Tielemans tries to be very cute then. Long shot comes in from Kovacic. He's done that a few times today. But it's another good save, Martinez. And I think he's been pretty good since the howler he conceded, to be honest. He's watched that all the way. It took an awkward bounce. Oh, Onana's hurt here. He's skipping a little bit. Good ball that is. Rashford in the box of Villa. Round the keeper. Rashford side netting. Oh, Rashford literally rounded Ortega, but the angle was so tight. Lovely play directly towards Marcus Rashford, and I feel like Ortega didn't have to come off his line there. I don't think Rashford here. I don't know. I feel like Ortega made Rashford's decision for him, but The angle was so tight. So unlucky, man. So unlucky. We got Super John McGinn. Hopefully he makes a difference. Annoying. Definitely should be putting Konza on even Mings over to Sarsi. Yeah, Roger's on a yellow, by the way, and he took a foul out then. Paying all these wages for Rashford for missing shots. Rashford did put us level. And to be honest, our penalty situation right now is so bad, that's worth the wages this week. We have some of the worst penalty crisis you've ever seen. Watkins doesn't score them. Tielemans doesn't score them. Asensio missed 2 against the worst team in the league. Rashford is literally head and shoulders above anyone else at the club who can say that. That alone might be worth the wages. I'm not even joking. To make sure we don't lose to a rival fighting for the top 5, is definitely worth it, in my opinion. Is Marmouche against Disasi. Good block from Kamara. That should be a foul and a free kick to Villa. And he does give it a pullback. Kamara's been rock solid again. How many times have I said that, by the way? Kamara has been rock solid. Douglas Luiz at Villa. Oh, Tielemans all day. This is no disrespect to Douglas Luiz, but I think Tielemans has been that good. I have genuinely forgot about how good Douglas Luiz has been because of how good Tielemans has been. He's been our player of the season. Genuinely. And I think Boubacar Kamara with Tielemans, with Onana, that midfield is ridiculous, mate. It's the biggest compliment to our midfield right now is that I don't think we've missed Douglas Luiz at all. At all. And like, I wish Dougie all the best. I really do. And, you know, he's had some great moments at Villa. And there'll always be like a place in my heart for Dougie, but we've not missed him. I couldn't name you a single game this season where I thought Dougie would be better than what we've got right now. That's a mad thing to say, really. I probably wouldn't take him back with the wages. I don't know. I probably wouldn't take him back right now. I don't think we need him. I was really sad when I found out he was leaving. And then we got in Onana, and our midfield's been brilliant this year, so I've not really looked back, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe that's really harsh. What a cross, by the way. City probably should have just scored then. O'Reilly with an unbelievable ball. That cross is outrageous. This is one of the best crosses you'll see tonight. It's on a plate for McAtee and he doesn't sort his feet out. Pau Torres gets on his shoulder, and I don't think he's super strong, McAtee, and it just comes off his trailing leg, and then Martinez picks up the loose ball. What a ball that O'Reilly, if I was O'Reilly, I'd be fuming. That's an unbelievable cross that has not been used at all. Oh, Disasi. For goodness sake, man, my heart went then a little bit. I thought he'd skip past him. Gundogan into Bernardo. City definitely looking better in the last 5-10 minutes here. Bernardo into Vardiel. Louise did help with FFP. Another cross from O'Reilly deflected away by Onana. Seriously, stop this man from crossing. O'Reilly's put in 2 unbelievable balls now. Again, please, someone stop him. Onana's done really... Again, he's definitely up there for man of the match today, Onana. He's made some really good, vital interceptions to stop them. Hughes, I would love another McGinn screamer, but they come so few and far between. I wouldn't bet on it today. Although I would have probably said that against PSG, so what do I know? Corner to City, everyone back defending, including Rashford. Header from Vardiel is up and over, and if they're going to have corners like that all night, we'll be fine. We need to send Disasi back to Chelsea. I don't think Disasi is an issue in itself. I think he's a good centre-back. He's just not a good right-back. I'd rather Konza. I know Konza's are probably our best centre-back. I get it. But Konza's way better at right-back. I think the difference between Konza and Disasi at right-back is that big that it's worth sacrificing a slightly worse centre-back in this situation. I wouldn't have took Cash off anyway. I think Cash would have been fine. Digne for Villa. Looks long, looking for Rashford. Won by Vardiel. Rashford does get the ball, though. Inside the box now, Rashford. 2 on him. He's dancing a little bit. Tries to nutmeg O'Reilly, and the sarcastic applause from the City fans. McGinn with the tackle as it deflects all the way to Ortega in goal. Yeah, Rashford has just tried to nutmeg O'Reilly, and it didn't go very well. I rate the attempt, to be fair, because, you know, O'Reilly's like a City academy player, so I rate it. It just didn't pay off. Guys, double tap the screen. I've got 66 of you in the TikTok live. Appreciate all your support. If you double tap the screen, you can also watch this stream on YouTube, AJS TV. I'm streaming over there with live player rating as well as live stats, including Villa with 1.55 XG. Come over to see what City's XG is if you are interested. 38% away possession for Villa. Will that improve in the last 20 minutes? We will see. AJS TV, don't forget the name. I swear Rashford always scores against City. Well, he got one today. He did get one today. Oh, lovely block again from Onana. Villa, can we hit them on the break? Tielemans into Rashford, gets the 1-2. Rashford on his own has to run down the channel. Diaz just marshalling him out wide. He does get a throw in for Villa, so I'll applaud that from Rashford. And now Tielemans on the deck, screaming in pain here, which is not what you want to see, really. Especially after I've said he's been our player of the season. I see Tielemans on the deck hurt. So what happened here with Tielemans? Vardiel. Oof. Oh, man. Yeah, kicks his Achilles. Oh, that's a really painful one for Tielemans to feel. That'll be sore. He'll feel that tomorrow morning, I tell you. Vardiel is booked for that, at the very least. Yeah, he's just trying to limp it off now, Tielemans, but yeah. That was a nasty kick to the back of his leg. Why don't we play Garcia? I've had a lot of people ask that today. I don't know. I'd rather Garcia than Disasi. A real talk. Disasi long throw for Villa. That's an awful throw. That doesn't even beat the first man. Seriously, does Disasi do anything right? When he's at right back? I feel like it affects his entire game. Oh, for God's sake. Villa put it out of play for a goal kick. This second half has not been it. It's been a honking second half from Villa. Not been impressed with what I've seen. Genuinely, the only good thing is that we're not losing. But it's been a really poor second half. Their right back has nearly killed us with 2 unbelievable crosses. And we're struggling to put passes together on the counter attack. You'd have won this already if Asensio was on. Just score so Chelsea get nothing. Thank you, flying Holy. It's Horlucha, isn't it? Yeah. Is Bernardo Silva into Kovacic? Is this low-tempo City game? I will say, watching City is just boring. Someone said it in chat earlier. It just is. I get it works, usually. I know this season's been quite bad for them. I get this kind of football does typically work, but it is boring. It's just back, side to side, side to side. O'Reilly goes down in the box, but he slips, and his cross is caught by Martinez. Yeah, we do need to hold possession. We do need to just keep the ball. Just a little bit. Doku coming on for Manchester City. It's okay, guys. Our defender is not over 30 years old, so we should be fine. That is a joke. Until he rips us to pieces. But Doku loves doing well against an old defender. Martinez going long, looking for McGinn, who's barely been involved, by the way, since coming on, John McGinn. I even forgot he came. I can't even lie. I genuinely forgot he came on until I saw him just then. McAtee. He's got options short. Has De Bruyne. Everyone back for Villa defending, which has just been the game plan all game. Probably not. I don't think we'll buy Rashford. I just think the wages are an issue. Kovacic for City, edge of the Villa box now. Forces it to the right-hand side. Left-footed cross floats to the far stick. O'Reilly back into the middle. Good pass as well. Marmoush has a shot. which I think took a deflection. Did it not? A goal kick given to Villa. That apparently went through a crowd of players and out for a goal kick to Villa. Look, I don't want to regret saying this. I really don't. But I don't think Marmoush has been very good today. I think he's been quite poor, to be honest. But that could age badly, I suppose. But he's been very ineffective, to say the least. Wouldn't keep Rashford, to be fair, says... I'm just going to say Judd. I mean... I like Rashford, but it's just the money, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah, he's a good player, that O'Reilly. He's a good player. He's definitely got a cross on him. But Doku, I was going to say instead. Asensio coming on for Villa. Come on, Marco. Marco Asensio. Come on, son. I can't wait for him to touch the ball 2 times in 15 minutes. Let's go. Disasi holding on to Doku. He lays it off to Vardiel. Can Villa keep the ball? The possession is starting to seep even lower. Just type some random stuff at the end of my... No worries, Jude. I thought it was going to be Jude, but I saw no E, so I wasn't going to make that 50-50 play, you know. 27 roses, thank you, Tom. Appreciate you, pal. Appreciate you very much. Double tap screen, guys. I'd appreciate all the support. Very easy to do. Doku cross into the box, caught out here by Ezri Konza. And Rodgers now on his own. Doesn't quite do enough. And he's just not had a great game, Rodgers, to be fair, but I've never thought him out wide has been super effective. Double sub Villa. And it's Ollie Watkins on as well. So we're going to see Rashford off for Ollie Watkins. Rashford does get jeers and boos from the City faithful, as I thought he would. But he did get Villa the equaliser, so he did his job today. And, I mean, he hit the post within 20 seconds and only side netting away from a second Villa goal. But come on, Ollie. Come on, son. Ollie apparently hasn't been too happy with sitting on the bench too often. So this is the time to shine, Ollie. Amadou Onana coming off for Villa in the other replacement. He's been rock solid, by the way. Onana's definitely up there for a man of the match today. The amount of interceptions he has won in the box, crazy. This is quite an attacking sub, though. Onana off for Asensio, I think is... I think that's a very interesting sub to make. I think it's a very positive sub, to be honest. So Tielemans has dropped back. But I like that sub. I like that sub indeed. It's got the Villa fans up. Ollie needs game time. If we aren't careful enough, he could leave. Well, we might end up with no striker towards the end of the season with Rashford going back to United and if Ollie wanted to go. So we do have to be careful. But I understand, you know, Rashford has been doing well. Ollie did, you know, his form is picking up too. I thought he was very good against Newcastle. Probably deserved to start, to be honest, again today. Maybe it was more about fitness. Who knows? But I think he did more than enough to start. He scored a goal. Very unlucky not to get another. He hit the crossbar and he hit the post with a header. Thought he was one of the best players on the day. Caused them havoc all game. Fabian Schär had probably nightmares, to be honest, about Ollie Watkins. Yellow card given for a pullback on John McGinn as well for Nunez. 13 minutes to go here. Still, it's that slender 1-1 scoreline. He nearly pulled down McGinn's shorts, by the way. What is he doing there? Nunez grappling onto McGinn's arse. That replay is strange, to say the least. Lovely ball into Rodgers, but he doesn't take it now very well. This is not being Rodgers' kind of game, to be honest. Asensio picks up the loose ball. Asensio, Rodgers now by the corner flag. Gavardiol next to him. Hooks a cross in. I mean, a really awkward header from Bernardo Silva putting O'Reilly under pressure, and he has to clear the ball straight to a Villa man. All of that because Bernardo Silva's header was terrible there. The joys of a varied and talented squad. Our bench is almost the first team itself. How many years, by the way, have Villa asked for this? Villa have demanded, cried, begged for a good bench, cried for actual squad depth, and we finally have it. It's fantastic. McGinn, he is peachy, to be fair. I wouldn't grab it in the way Nunes did. I don't know. Like I say, he nearly pulled his shorts down. Kamara into Tielemans. Good. Oh, I think McGinn killed the momentum on the ball, but the ball eventually does find its way to Digne. It's a bit scrappy. McGinn gets it back off him. Down the line to Digne. First time cross. Oh, to be fair, Ortega's done well to get that. It's a good ball, to be fair, but it's a good bit of goalkeeping. It's one of those where I don't want to just throw shade at Vicario, but it'd be one of those he wouldn't like to deal with. Great interception from John McGinn then, helping out Digne, who went forward. The midfield definitely does help the defence. Tielemans into Digne. McGinn going forward again. City with a high line. 11 minutes to go, still 1-1. Villa finally having some sustained possession since the substitution of Asensio, which is nice to see. We've not really kept the ball all game, so it's actually nice to see us with it. Tielemans, that's a great ball. Looking for Ollie Watkins, does find Watkins inside the box. Now options in the middle. Ollie looks, oh, he's got Kamara at the edge. Finds Digne instead. I mean, I don't think that was the idea, really. I think there was definitely an option for Kamara at the edge of the box. City look for an offside. Watkins, flag stays down. McGinn back to goal. Forced all the way back to the edge of the box, and it's kind of a wasted chance now, thinking about it. Kamara, he's not someone who scores goals, but could have received the ball at the edge of the box then, completely free, and Watkins opted not to provide the pass. And now here comes Doku against Disasi. It's 1-on-4 here, but he could do it on his own. He has been completely surrounded, to be fair. City do have other players in support, though, Kovacic being one of them. Gundogan, great ball. Marmoush, goal. Offside. Marmoush, offside. Did put the ball in the back of the Villa net, but the flag does come up. And to be fair, Villa's reaction as soon as the pass was made, several hands went up. And we will see if he is offside. Oh, barely. Disasi's an idiot. He nearly kept him on. Disasi wasn't properly in line there. Yeah, bloody hell, Disasi. Disasi, I'm telling you, man. He nearly kept him on side there. Thankfully, the linesman did spot it, though. 10 minutes to go, still 1-1. Finally, literally, for the first time in the 80th minute, I've heard the City crowd. Literally the first time all of the game I've heard. It's been all Villa. And to be fair, it's not been too much of the Villa crowd in the away end I've heard as well. It's been a very quiet game. So I'm quite balanced in fairness, but yeah, there's definitely been more away atmosphere than home. Free kick Villa on the halfway line, foul on Digne. Marmoush covers I think he tried to play a short pass into Tielemans, but Marmoush was there to block it anyway. We take it short into Pau Torres. I would have used the opportunity to get players forward, to be honest. You put Disasi on well, just asking to concede. I'm telling you, Disasi at right back, by the way. McGinn fouled. Free kick to Villa. City not happy with that. And Bernardo Silva is visibly unhappy. But thankfully, free kick to Villa. Oh yeah, I mean he does trip McGinn over. I don't know what he's arguing there, to be honest. 8 minutes to go. Villa try to play quickly, but doesn't quite work, and City get the goal kick. Could be a tense last few minutes. Both teams will probably try and look for a winner here to help the plight for top 5 football. Not losing is pivotal, though, for both teams. Ortega goes long. Won back by Disasi with a very powerful header forward. Is the flag going to stay down? Watkins! I mean, it's blocked on the line. I think the flag comes up now eventually. But Ollie Watkins had the ball in front of goal then. How offside was Ollie? That's the real question. Oh, miles offside. Okay, fair enough. It's not even close. Disasi. I mean, that's a mammoth of a header forward from Axel Disasi, but I mean, Ollie doesn't score anyway. As the ball is parried and then cleared off the line by recovering defenders. It would have been a very funny goal if he was onside. Disasi with a foul on Doku. Oh, which wasn't given. Shove in the back. A very obvious shove in the back, but a throw in to Chelsea. See, Disasi on my mind, I'm thinking of Chelsea. A throw into City was given. I mean, it looked like an obvious foul to give, to be honest. I'd take a draw, to be fair, Jace. Okay, but I mean, if you offered me a draw at the start of the game, yeah, I'd definitely take it. I think not losing here is pivotal, but I do feel this kind of game, City are definitely up there for the taking, but I mean, they'd probably say the same about us, maybe. I don't think Villa have been all that great today. Like I said, I just think we've shown them far too much respect all game. It's just been a consistent thing, and even second half, I expected more subs to be made. I thought Maatsen would come on, we'd try and fly at them down the left, but it's not really happened. And we've not really got going. Bernardo Silva with a really poor tackle. Now Asensio. I mean, Villa had the free kick given. We play advantage. McGinn hammers it into a City man and gets the throw in on the halfway line. Hurry up and score and win me money. We're not scoring. Jamie, I promise you, we're not scoring. Daniel Marlin is coming on. So if there's any hope for a goal, it might be a double sub. I think Maatsen also could be coming on here. But if there's any hope for a goal, it's Daniel Marlin. But we haven't looked like scoring all game. Genuinely, if we didn't get the penalty, this would still be 1-0. I think we've looked really toothless in front of goal. Pau Torres go long, looking for Asensio. I mean, to be fair, it's not the most easy ball to track for Vardian. If he missed it, Asensio probably is away in the clear there. And it's your typical Pau Torres long ball. Ollie Watkins catches Diaz, and the referee has given Ollie a yellow card here. And the City players they're not too happy with what's gone on there. I'll have to see what happened. Apparently it's accidental. Oh, he barely touched him. Oh, get lost, man. He's barely touched him. Seriously, the fact that's worth a yellow is crazy. He's just trying to get out. He's just trying to chase the long ball. Flying on the floor for no reason. Luckily, Darren Stone's last goal merchant, says Flying Lucha. Mate, how many subs are we? We've made a fair few now. Rodgers, probably one of his worst games, to be honest. I love him, but he's just not very good out wide. And he looks a little bit upset, I think, Morgan Rodgers. But in comes Doniel. Come on, the Don. Go on, Don. I love him. I love this bald man. He loves a goal, he does. The Don loves a goal. And yet we hardly play him. He gets 5 minutes of a game, bro. I got a weird PSG fan in the comments for some reason. Vardiol back to Ortega. Disasi forward. Oh, they get a bit lucky with a ricochet, but they don't make any advantage of that. What a pass that is into Marlon. Could be a Villa chance on the break. Marlon in the box, cross deflected, Villa corner in front of the away end. But that was a moment really for something more than that, to be honest. Lovely ball forward. I mean, I was literally in the process of saying Man City wasted a lucky deflection. Gundogan, though, gave it straight away to Villa. He got a double ricochet, got the ball forward, had a moment to play a better ball in, gave it straight to Villa, and it nearly led to a Villa big opportunity. Villa corner, though. Asensio with 3 minutes to go plus injury time. Come on, Marco. Left-footed. In-swinger. Headed away by Vardiol. Only as far as Daniel Marlon. Edge of the box. Marlon! Save from Ortega. Down the middle of the goal. He winded up his boot. Had the power, but no direction. Erica said, these blokes rolling around on the floor is a joke. Women's football much better in that respect. To be fair, it probably will happen at some point. Football for a very long time didn't have it in the game. You'll probably see it more and more as the women's game develops. But right now, it's a lot better for the play acting. The play acting drives me insane in football. Cross into the box, cleared by John McGinn. Marlon now battling O'Reilly. Doku. City do have the possession of the ball. Kovacic forward. I don't think Digne touched that, I think that's come off Nunes. But the linesman disagrees. Throw into Manchester City, which is taken quickly. Silva back towards Vardiol on the halfway line here. City 1, Villa 1. Vardiol into Silva once more, the goal scorer for for Man City. Thank you for the heart me from JLB. Appreciate you, mate. I've had a lot of gifts today. Appreciate all the support. Like I said, if I've missed it, do let me know. Cross for City, header away by Konza. And there's a foul on Konza as well, and a free kick to Aston Villa to just relieve the pressure a little bit here. We don't use as many players as what we have. It's a shame we aren't changing up a bit to confuse people, says Matt. Honestly, I feel like... oh, yeah, there is. Well spotted. It's one of my heads. Sorry about that, Hughes. Yeah, I just think it's one of those where I feel like Marlon could have started more games when he wasn't involved in the Champions League, and I don't mind like some players coming in and some players coming out. I feel like Maatsen definitely could have played today. I feel like I don't look. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, but I'd have said at the start of today to play Rodgers down the middle, and it would have caused some problems. I said at half time to put Rodgers in the middle, and they still didn't do it. I don't know. Flick on, pass towards McGinn. He actually wins the initial tackle and wins the ball back. Well done, John McGinn. But the throw-in is given to City despite the claims of the skipper here for Villa. I mean, he left that thinking it was a Villa throw-in. City lump it long. Won back by Kamara. Shouldered down by Donyell Marlon. City do come away with the ball. Marlon does really well there to stop the counter-attack. Throws himself, any part of his body into that to stop the attack for Manchester City. And the Villa fans chanting Marlon's name in support. We're going to see how much added time. I can't imagine too much added time, to be fair. We got 3 minutes against PSG, so it should be less than that, thinking about it, considering all the time wasting they've done. They've shown a lovely overlay to show Villa have conceded 7 goals in the 90-plus minute mark. That's just what I want to see in a close game like this. 5 minutes added. We had 3 against PSG, and there was way more time wasting involved. So that's ridiculous. And that shows how ridiculous that decision from that referee was, that only 3 was added in that game. And I'm still going to go on about that because I'm still upset only 3 minutes were shown, where that game definitely felt more like 7. O'Reilly throw for City. And they time wasted during it, and we didn't get any extra time. They literally wasted like a minute and a half of the 3 that we were given. And the referee didn't even give us more time on top of that. It's a minimum of 3. And we should have played, at the very least, from what he said, another 4.5. I'm still going on about it. I don't care. Kovacic into Diaz. We've played a minute so far of the 5. Konza heads it away. Konza's up there for man of the match. Give me your man of the match, guys, if you're watching today. Who would you say is your man of the match today? I think Amadou Onana, probably. Him, Kamara, and Konza are probably all tied together for man of the match for me today. Konza hasn't put a foot wrong all game. I think he's been brilliant. But Onana, 2 interceptions he made stop goals. Literally the ridiculous cross to the back post, which Vardial is there to tap the ball in. Onana slings a leg out somehow to block that. And then another cross in from O'Reilly. He came out of nowhere to deflect that as well. So for me, it has to be Onana. I think Konza's up there though. Konza's had a solid game. Okay, Bet says Martinez. Shut up, man. I don't know why Dortmund fans didn't like Marlon. I love Donyell Marlon. I think he's been so harshly treated here. I'd fully understand it if he come out in the summer and said like he wasn't happy with game time. I'd fully get it. Because he could have played way more games. And he scored goals, man. He scored goals. He had like a run of 3 games, goals in all of them. Header from City for the corner, caught by Martinez. Ruben Diaz gets away from... Tielemans had to let him go because he held on to him a little bit. So just to make sure he doesn't give a penalty away in the last few minutes, he had to let go Diaz. And Diaz got his header away, but it was looping and an easy catch in the end for Martinez. 2.5, literally half the time of added time has been played here. Martinez long towards Watkins. City win it back. Silva lashes it forward at the outside of his boot. Won back by Digne. He puts it out of play. Free kick to City, but they play advantage. Tielemans literally throws a City player to the floor there. Vardiol into Kovacic. We're past the 3rd minute of added time yet. Up the Villa, Borough fans. Ryan. Up the Borough. I hope you lot get playoffs, you know. We'll see. Oh, Disasi beats... Doku beats Disasi. Cross. Goal. Disasi is a nightmare. Disasi's lost us the game. What is he doing? City win the game in the last minute. What is Disasi doing? He's absolutely useless at right back. I've said it. I've said it time and time again. Axel Disasi. Why is he diving in? Why is he possibly diving in there? Axel Disasi's had an absolute nightmare there. He's dove in on Doku out of nowhere. Allowed Doku the space and time. Puts a cross in. They score a tap in. What is he doing? What on earth is he doing? He's absolutely useless at right back. Genuinely, he's one of the worst right backs we've ever had. He's absolutely honking there, and yet we continue to play him. He's awful. He's absolutely awful there. At centre back, he's not bad. What? Seriously though, watch this. Watch this. Why is he diving in for that? Just stand off him. We've got 2 minutes to go, and then it's a delicious cross. To be fair, from Doku, he puts it in with the outside of his boot, and it goes right round everyone, around Konza, around Torres. Martinez even dives at it. And it's a tap in at the back post for Mateus Nunes. But what on earth is Disasi doing? Seriously. He's crap, bro. Like, no way Konza dives in like that. I don't care. Anyone says there's no way Ezri Konza dives in that situation. He's completely bottled the game. Well done. Well done, Disasi. You've lost us the game. And then we give the ball away with Dinya. It's done. A point would have been brilliant. Of course we lose to these. Of course we do. He's so crap, man. Agent Disasi from Chelsea. That's why they sent him out on loan to us. Is Agent Disasi? I'd rather Garcia. Come on. Oh, mate, I'm seething. I genuinely can't believe that. Chelsea undercover spy. What? I can't believe he's done that. It is like, it's brain dead. It's actually brain dead. I didn't say, as someone else made the joke saying Disasi man of the match. I said today it would have, for me, it was between Ezri Konza and Amadou Onana. And well, it's hard to give man of the match to a team that lose. I can't be honest. I'm satire. Bro, I'm rattled. I'm rattled. You're rattled. Everyone's rattled. What a way to lose a game, man. That sucked the life out of me, that is. A draw would have been fine. We haven't played very well today anyway. A draw would have been fine. But Disasi's been crap, bro. And it's not just that moment. It's not reactionary. He's been arse. And now the City fans who are singing for the first time all game. The scarves are out. I've literally haven't seen the scarves all day. That's full time. Fuck's sake. This club kills me. This club absolutely kills me. Full time 2-1 City. Disasi, Agent Disasi has given City 3 points. Thanks all for watching. I'm rattled. I'm going to do a little rant on TikTok.